Welcome to Sardar Chronicles, Mr. Mike Sala from Solepack, founder and CEO. Appreciate the time. Based out of Staten Island in New York. Wanted to kind of just jump in here and ask you a question. What do you do exactly within the Knicks organization, or how do you work with the Knicks in capacity to what you got going on with your brand and things like that, being from New York?
Yeah, no doubt. Again, thank you for having me. With the Knicks, we are exclusive. We have our NBA license through the NBA Lab, so we've been blessed to do some great, activations with our brother Jason over at MSG Networks. We've been able to do gifting of a lot of some of the top Knicks fans for the last several years during the playoffs. So you'll see one of these bags, pop up during some giveaways during the big Knicks watch parties. And shout out to our NBA Lab family, and we got our new bag in the back, with our designer Mike Sala. Just same thing, these organic Knicks products based with, pure artists that really create for the fans, the New York City culture. And we've just been rocking with MSG for the last several years. And, we got in the NBA store with our bags too, New York City flagship shop. And we're still knocking on the doors, but we'll get in at the MSG Arena store soon, man. So we working.
That's great to hear. So as a New York-based brand, I've also seen the Hoop Bus. You've done some collaborations with the Hoop Bus. They're doing a lot of stuff, obviously, with the Knicks, which is super cool as a New Yorker. Explain that feeling, like, how you came up, what your background is a little bit. How did Solepack kind of come about, and your love of the Knicks?
Yeah, man. It's a lot of what's inspired the Solepack movement began as, I'm sure you saw the pic I posted the other day from 1999 finals game. I was just a young hooper, growing up in New York City. Of course, being a point guard, you had these legends like Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland that kind of paved the road for us. And it was just always a big dream. You carry that ship of being a New York City point guard on your shoulders, of representing for how you flair. You add a little flair on the court, and just you kind of hold your that chip on your shoulder wherever you play. Chicago, LA. It was always a matter of representing for the city. So when time came to produce my product, I was going to NYU, playing ball every day at NYU's gym, and we're almost by West 4th right there too. So some cats would come up, they'd sneak into the gym. I'd be sneaking to the job and sneaking to NYU's gym since 8th grade. So we always have this mixed bag of you got the college players there, the guys that come in from West 4th. I was sneaking in and just playing with whoever I could ball with, and just New York City always had that lasting imprint with me. And just takes, funny that you mentioned the Hoop Bus, because I went over there, shout out to Guard Majesty and all the Hoop Bus fam. We were able to do a little, catch up, do a little content, and they pulled up to West 4th. So it's one of those things that, our whole world comes together these last few years, last few months, last few days, because we're, like, speaking of the Hoop Bus, we were able to do this collaborative bag. So this print, you'll be going all over the Hoop Bus throughout the country, the world. You'll see this print on there, and, shout out to those guys for letting us rock with them and, just be collaborative partners. But just like I was saying, just back to West 4th, we're able to do giveaways for our Knicks bag, and it's just the energy of the city's, undefeated, and it's just blessed for us to give back to the culture, right? It's always saying, how much can you take from basketball? Use basketball as a platform, but for us, it's almost about a celebration of basketball culture, of giving out into the world what everyone has kind of impressed on us throughout the years, man.
Amazing history kind of coming up in New York with the culture of lifestyle, and basketball, and what's got going on out there. I've also seen the product, obviously some really cool stuff. Dexter, shout out to Dexter. Earlier, we spoke with him as well, talking about And1. And I saw Solepack did some really cool collaborations with And1, recently doing some giveaways at Extra Butter. Shout out to Extra Butter New York if you get a chance, check out their locations. But one question I had for you as well, being obviously from the Knicks finals in '94 with Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, all those legends, to Latrell Sprewell and all the other players, Charlie Ward and Marcus Camby, and what shoes and footwear stand out to you from those days that some of those players were rocking? I know Ewing was pretty special in '94 when he was rocking a lot of the stuff from an outsider. But from your perspective, what shoes stand out to you from those finals runs back in the day with the Knicks?
Oh man, it was tough. Like you said, Patrick Ewing, of course. Of course, yeah, shout out to N1. You just brought up N1. Latrell, I'm sure, was rocking some of those N1 joints back in the day. For me, I guess, not to call out brands too much, but I think a lot of the Nike joints are really left their impression during those '90s times. Myself, I used to rock the Air Up Tempos, Air Adjust, Air Maestros. Man, I know Pippen to rock those too, but but I just love I guess at that time it comes down to marketing, right? So as a young hooper coming up, you saw a lot of those Nike commercials coming out. I couldn't really afford the Jordan at the time, so I was like scooping up Air Flights, 89s, Air Adjusts, Air. Oh, okay, there's so many to name, right? I think my first shoe that left an impression on me was the Air Alpha Flights. They're these low cuts with the strap along the top, and those are the ones I almost started collecting back in the day. That was even before the Knicks playoffs time, but it was just such a basketball heavy and rich time for sneaker culture at that time, because that's my introduction to the sneaker world, right? It's through basketball. That was my avenue, my conduit to seeing what basketball sneaker culture was like. But shout out to all the Nike folks from that time. I think Tinker designed most of those shoes I just mentioned, man. So
interesting.
Latrells and Nikes at that time, I think, for me.
Interesting you mentioned that. Obviously, Air Jordan was in the Garden with some legendary performances with some of his classics. Kobe, many others. I feel like the Garden always brought out the best. With the Knicks, being the Mecca. It's really cool to hear your insights from N1 to the Ewings out of New York to all the classic styles you mentioned. So really cool to hear that. Going into today with the NBA Finals happening right now, we've been seeing a lot of footwear, with some of the players. Obviously, N1 with Jose Alvarado, the New York City People's Champ, basically, out there representing some of their beautiful models. Then I saw OG Anunoby been wearing, Skechers is coming out with some really cool colorways of his model, and he's obviously the king right now with his beautiful block and putback, saving the Knicks the other night, one win away from the finals. So and obviously can't forget about Jalen Brunson, the kind of the general of the team, rocking Kobe Bryant shoes, Mamba mentality. I feel like he has that. From his just composure, play, and very, very, very killer mentality. It's awesome to see. Right. What footwear to you stands out on court that some of the Knicks players are wearing right now in the finals?
I think you said, as much as JB's been the guy, I think the most relatable story for this whole time has been, Jose Alvarado rocking those N1s. That kind of brings full circle our that we've been on for Solepack, right? It's you got the New York City's hustling to just get in the game, to play in the last scoring 10 points in the fourth quarter, whatever you scored. But it was just that imprint that he was able to leave on NBA Finals. A New York City kid coming up and playing for his hometown team, and just you bring N1 into the picture. Us building with the N1 family. Just that sneaker for me and his story. I mean, hands down, that's the number one, sneaker model for me, man. So I'm waiting for those to come out because I know they've been teasing us with those photos.
Dexter, we got you on speed dial. We need to get some special editions, please. But that's great insight there. Lastly, I wanted to kind of go into obviously, coming with New York streetwear and lifestyle and fashion. From Supreme to Stussy New York to all these amazing brands. It's been cool to see what Kith and other brands have been able to do partnering with the Knicks. Is that something that you would be aspiring to do one day, to do more partnerships with the Knicks at the Garden, the Mecca, for your brand?
Yeah, that is pretty much one of my big bucket list items for Solepack as a brand, because we have, the story is real. We're not making up anything. We've been in the grind for 15 plus years, doing the New York hustle, never asking for any handouts, working our way to the top. And I think it's just a matter of time, right? Everyone says, Solepack and Knicks, it's a natural fit. I'm like, hey, in due time, I think we keep telling our story, we keep hustling the only way we know how, which is in that the New York City blueprint. I think it's inevitable that the New York Knicks and Solepack will find our partnership one day, because pretty much it is a match made in heaven. But from my journey with Solepack, it's you keep working, those doors will open. It's all about timing, right?
That's great to hear. Just like Jose Alvarado gravitated to the Knicks, you never know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So hometown cooking. The energy in New York is phenomenal. Jason, we were talking with Jason. He told us his story and background. Obviously, the Knicks master of ceremonies for the people. He's the real people's champ. Basically, right now, this is a big one. You guys, as the New York Knicks, are one game away from getting the fucking championship trophy. What are you going to be wearing head to toe? Footwear, apparel? What do you got going on? And I know you're going to go crazy, but what is your fit going to be for that legendary moment if that transpires as this is airing?
Oh man, so tomorrow night I'll be wearing I'll be wearing my sign, one of my biggest, in that 99 picture, I wore a Bernard King jersey. And from now, it's a home jersey. I had it signed since then. So I'm going to pretty much be wearing my Bernard King number 30 jersey. And one of my all-time favorite silhouettes or colorways that had the blue and orange was those Nike Air Moabs, man. Right here. So I'm pretty much be rocking these. These are pretty old, but I just love how they tied together the orange and blue for the Knicks, man. So I'll be rocking these, my Bernard King jersey, and we'll call it a day.
Very cool nostalgic model to rock, and I think the Knicks have a good shot here. So, Mike, really appreciate it. Please tell everybody where they can find Solepack online, where they can find you and the brand, and give a little shout out, for yourself and the New York Knicks. And really appreciate you coming on Sardar Chronicles, episode 4, Knickstape. It's been an honor, and had a great panel today. Really great stories, insights, New York City in the house, and I've really enjoyed the conversations today.
I appreciate it. Yep, thank you, man. Find us on Instagram at Solepack, myself at Solepack_Mike, online thesolepack.com, and just hit us up. We'll take care of you, man, and just thank you, man. I think the Knicks definitely have that chance to take it home tomorrow, man, and let's have a catch-up call in a few weeks, and we'll talk about it, man.
Appreciate it. Good luck with those Knicks bags. Those are looking good. Shout out to the artist. I believe I met him before as well. Yeah. Lastly, to cut it, give us a Jalen Brunson 3-point sign on his face. There we go. There we go, everyone.
Yes,
Solepack Mike, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Peace.